Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. And today I want to talk about when you're ruminating over the narcissist. And there's a lot of people that are doing this. Like I just had a woman on a post say, it's a year later and I'm still thinking about the narcissist. And why is that? You know the person is toxic. You know the person is a liar. A lot of them are cheaters. And you know they manipulate you and everything like that. And yet you're still focused in on that narcissist. What you have to do is you've got to ask yourself, what is it about that person that you just can't get your mind off of? What is it about them? Is it that you're sexually attracted to them? Maybe you're lusting the narcissist. You're not really loving the narcissist. And this is a problem that a lot of people make, all right? A lot of people sit there and they say, but I still love the narcissist. Are you sure it's love? Because love is something that grows over time. It's not just, I love you in the first month or something like that. Love is knowing that somebody has your back. Somebody will sacrifice for you. Somebody doesn't want to see you hurt. A narcissist doesn't care if they hurt you. You got to remember something. A narcissist puts themselves above you. They're not worried about whether they're hurting you. Okay. And if they do worry about hurting you, they're going to come first. In other words, if you're on a ship and it's going down, the narcissist is going to kick you out of that ship and stay on the ship. Okay. They're going to, save themselves before they save you. And that's not real love. When somebody really loves you, they will sacrifice themselves to not see you be hurt. So when you sit there and you say you're ruminating about the narcissist, you can't get them out of your mind, you've got to look at what it is. You've got to even write it down on paper. What is it about this person that I like? And I'll tell you, a lot of people, they ruminate about a narcissist because they're thinking about the good times with the narcissist. One way that a narcissist can touch your soul is when a narcissist shows you a little bit of empathy. And sometimes they do this, all right? They do this in the beginning. They may be sympathetic to the fact that your mother's sick or try to be caring if you're having a hard time as a single parent. Oh, I'll be there for you. Oh, I'll help you. Oh, you're a beautiful person. Everything like that. They beef up your head. And they give you that oxytocin in your brain where you're addicted to that great feeling of happiness, okay? And the reason that you're ruminating about that is because you're thinking about all that. You're not thinking of the bad things that narcissists did. Maybe they ghosted you. Maybe they disappeared on you. Maybe they played you, okay? Maybe they were seeing other people and everything like that. And you're sitting there and you're thinking about, oh, I really miss the narcissist, okay? You may miss the good times, the sex with the narcissist, or the fact that the narcissist may have shown you moments of tenderness. But when you look at somebody, you guys, you've got to look at the whole person, all right? Human beings are very complex. You cannot just look at the surface of somebody. Okay, I can't say this enough. You can't just look at the fact that, okay, they were nice at times, but they were a monster the other 75% of the time. You've got to look at the overall, relationship that you had with that narcissist. And the other thing too is what you have to value is time, the time of your life, okay? You may be ruminating and missing that narcissist, but it's better to miss the narcissist than to hold yourself captive to the narcissist and not have the option of meeting somebody else. Because if you would have stayed with the narcissist, you're going to wake up one day older and then you're going to get disgusted with the narcissist because the narcissist is not going to be there for you in tough times. A narcissist will not have your back in tough times. Period, dot, end of story. Trust me on this. I know what I'm talking about, all right? A narcissist will bail, and especially if you have children. A narcissist is not going to want to get their hands dirty when it comes to kids. They'll be around the kids for good times if they're around at all, but when the hard times come, that narcissist is going to make excuses, All right? You want somebody you can rely on. A narcissist you can't rely on. So stop ruminating about this person that didn't have your back, this person that couldn't be transparent with you and have respect for you. All right? If they can't respect you, they can't love you. You've got to understand that. You're ruminating about somebody who is not who you thought they were. This is why you've got to educate yourself on narcissism. I can't talk, you guys. Sorry, I'm getting a cold. Narcissism. And the reason that you have to do that is so that you could truly understand who you were dealing with. You look at their childhood. Did they come from a toxic childhood? Maybe they don't even know how to love. Maybe they never had a role model to show them how to love. So how are you expecting this person to ever love you? The other thing is, why are you crying over somebody who's not crying over you? A narcissist is not worried about you unless you could do something for them, okay? That's all you're good for. They're not looking at you like, oh, you're the romantic love of their life. They'll lay their life down on for you or something like that. No. A narcissist is thinking about themselves. Selfish, selfish, selfish. When you think about a narcissist, the first thing that should come in your brain is you're dealing with a selfish person. And you would not want that person in your life when you're going through hard times. It could be financial, it could be health, or something like that. You get sick with a narcissist will leave you for dead, all right? Believe me, trust me on that. They will leave you for dead. I can't tell you how many times I've seen narcissists, when people get sick, they leave the person, all right? Or they get angry at the person, or they're mean to the person that is sick. So you got to really look at it and say to yourself, okay, why am I ruminating about this narcissist? Because I'm thinking about the romantic times. I'm thinking about the fantasy. What could have been? The fact that, oh, I would have loved to have married the narcissist and we could have lived happily ever after into the sunset. That's not real life. And if you would have married that narcissist, that narcissist would only get worse after marriage. Okay? They don't get better after you marry them. Believe me on that. They don't get better after you marry them, because now they got you. Now they're comfortable with you, and now they don't care. They feel you're not going anywhere. They got you locked in, and especially if you have kids, it's not so easy to walk out on a narcissist, okay? And especially if you don't have the money to walk out on that narcissist. So you've got to see that person, and you got to ask yourself a couple questions. Could I rely on that person in dark times? If the answer is no, then stop ruminating about that narcissist. Is that narcissist reliable? Could I rely on them if for some reason, I couldn't work? They'll be out there working and be able to support a household or something like that. All right? You've got to put it down on paper, you guys, black and white. What the good attributes of that person and the bad attributes of the person. And I guarantee you're ruminating over the lusting of the narcissist, not the love, not the kindness or caring that they showed you, because narcissists rarely show you any kindness or caring. Most of the time, they'll show you a good time in the bedroom in the beginning, the first couple of months, but then it becomes mundane for them, and that's when they start to get cold and everything like that and distant. So look at the whole thing and say to yourself, why am I lusting over somebody? If they really cared about me, I wouldn't be broken up right now, right? If they really cared about me, I would not be broken up right now, because they would have made a way to try to resolve any conflict with me. They would have cared enough. So you've got to stop caring about a narcissist that's not caring about you. What you need to do, and the reason too, you guys, excuse me, that you ruminate about the narcissist is because you don't have anything going on in your life. Maybe you haven't met anybody that does it for you. Maybe, you're thinking about, because narcissists can be very exciting, all right? There are some good points about a narcissist. They're very exciting. They could give you good sex sometimes, only in the beginning. They can make you laugh and everything. They could be very charismatic and charming in the beginning, but That's not the core of the narcissist. This is what you have to remember. Just because somebody's nice and you have good times with them doesn't mean they're going to make you happy long term. A narcissist can make you happy maybe short term, okay? They're a short term, short-lived relationship, okay? They're not somebody that can go the long haul, because a narcissist is never all in. They're an opportunist that does what's ever good for them, and, they'll never trust you, so you can never trust them. It's just, you're not dealing with somebody that really understands, that has good values, good morals, and, shows you respect. So you got to keep that in mind. And you have to say to yourself, well, if I'm ruminating about the narcissist, it's probably because I don't have anything going on. Maybe you're still single. And you're thinking, when you're single, you guys, what a lot of times happens when you're single, you start to think about prior relationships and say, maybe things could have worked out. Maybe if I did it a little differently, we could have worked through it. It's so bad out here in the dating world. At least my ex, okay, so they had a couple of, bad points about them. Maybe they lied and stuff. Maybe they didn't know what they were doing. They know what they're doing, you guys, all right? But you look back and you say to themselves, well, if you're ruminating about that narcissist, it's because you have nothing better going on right now. So what you got to do is you've got to get busy. You've got to get out there, join some groups. Join hiking groups. They got hiking groups locally. They have book club groups. They have music classes. They have art classes. Forget the dating apps. It's a total waste of time. I mean, meeting somebody on a dating app is like winning Powerball today, okay? It's all game on there. It's 99% narcissists on the dating apps, scammers and stuff like that. You've got to, make the effort and get out there and interact and have that human connection with people. Even if you're making friends, you don't know who you can meet through other people. Once you get yourself busy and you're networking and everything like that, you're going to think less about the narcissist. It's like when people fall into a depression, you guys. I know from like my kids, all right, in the pandemic, and what we dealt with the solitude and the isolation and everything like that, and dealing with an autistic kid that basically can't sit still, or depression sets in. It's the same thing when you're in that stage of life, when you don't have a lot going on. Okay, like an empty mind is a devil's workshop, and you're going to start to fall back and ruminate about the narcissist. This is what happens. So it's because you're not busy enough. If you were busy enough and you did things that you enjoy, okay, you'll have less time to sit there and think these thoughts about that toxic narcissist that didn't respect you, that lied to you, that thought you were an idiot and a fool, okay? That's why I'm telling you, put it down on paper. What are the good points about this narcissist and what are the bad points? And I'm sure when you look over those bad points, you're going to think twice about that narcissist, okay? You got to remind yourself. You got to always go back and remind yourself what you went through, okay? Because if you ever went back to that person, not only are you going to go through that, you're going to go through it 10 times worse, because now they know they got you. Anytime you go back to somebody after narcissistic abuse, you're going to be abused twice as bad, because now they know your boundaries are low. Now they know you're desperate, and you're taking them back because you don't have other options. So what does that do? That gives them the upper hand to treat you like crap, all right? This is why I tell you, don't go back to it. Your ex is your ex for a reason. When you live your life, you're on a journey, you guys. You're going to have different experiences with different people that come along in your life. That narcissist served a purpose in your life. Your pain is your lesson. Learn from your mistakes and try not to pick partners that are similar to the narcissist you dealt with, so that you don't end up in the same spot down the road. You want to look for somebody who's kind, understanding, not judgmental, that when you talk to them, There isn't that confusion. They're not gaslighting you. They're not saying, why do you keep bringing that up? They have no problem sitting down and talking. Somebody who can communicate, okay? Somebody who doesn't have these communication problems like the covert narcissist who can't sit down and be transparent and tell you, I don't know what you're talking about, or why can't you just get over this? This is what the covert narcissists do, all right? They don't validate your feelings. You need to find somebody who validates your feelings and respects your feelings, that if you feel a certain way, they have empathy towards you and they say, okay, I'm sorry you feel like that. How can we change this? How can we change this? This is somebody that has humility, somebody who, can humble themselves and say, okay, maybe I did something wrong, but I want to make it better with you, okay? You don't want somebody who's proud and arrogant like the narcissist that doesn't think they've done anything wrong and it's always you, okay? Because they're going to make you feel crappy about yourself. And then you're going to fall into depression and anxiety, and you're going to spiral into this black hole till you get to a point where you can't stand it and you got to break loose again. So remember, when you're ruminating about that narcissist, you've got to say to yourself, I'm dealing with a selfish person. Thank God I got them out of my life, okay? I need to focus on happy things, positive thoughts, and being around positive people that add to my life. You want to be around people that add to your life. If you broke up with that narcissist, there's a damn good reason why you broke up with that narcissist, and you've got to stop yourself from falling back on that and say, you know what? That person was not who I thought they were. And number two, you guys, you've got to educate yourself on narcissism. You've got to educate yourself, because the more you understand, the more you're going to see that person for who they are, okay? A lot of times the people that ruminate about the narcissist are people that just don't have the experience. They haven't lived it really, okay? When you've been through, the ups and downs and everything like that, you know what it is. But a lot of these people that are still ruminating about the narcissist, they don't have the experience or the knowledge to really see it for what it is. And that's why you got to give yourself time to heal, okay? Get busy on yourself. Put together a health plan. Go for walks every day. Listen to music. Do yoga. Talk to your neighbors. Be friendly when you go out to a coffee shop or somewhere. Make conversation. Have that human interaction. And guess what? The more things you got going on, the less you're going to be ruminating about that toxic, terrible narcissist, all right? Get rid of them. See them for what they are. Trust me when I tell you, you're saving your life. You ought to kiss the ground and say, thank God I got rid of them, okay? I hope that helps you guys. Sorry, I'm losing my voice this morning because of my cold. If you like the podcast, you guys, please hit the subscribe button and please share, and have a great day. Hi, you guys, it's Yaz, and I want to tell you about my 2 books on Amazon. The first book is Regain Your Power. It's all about power and relationship. Who has the power in the relationship? And it goes into all of that, okay? The other book is Signs He's Not Into You, He's Wasting Your Time, okay? Check it out. It gives you a lot of good clues as to whether you're with somebody who's a real one or somebody who's just going to waste your time. You could read them both with Kindle's free trial membership. So check it out. Link is in the podcast description. If you guys are having a problem in your dating or relationship, or you're dealing with somebody maybe that's narcissistic, you don't know if they're a narcissist, or you're just having problems, you're in a toxic relationship and you need some clarity on it, go to the link in the podcast description for my website where I offer email and phone coaching. If you have a quick question, just a quick question, and you want to get a video sent back to you answering your question, there's also a link there for Vizio where I will send you a personalized video answering your question.